Much of our world lives at the pointy end of the stick, and here conversations take much the same form. We have a site, we have a draft program, but we don't yet have a design, so we don't know what the building looks like, nor what it is made out of. However, the board cannot move forward until they know exactly what it's going to cost. This is a question we understand, and we believe we can answer it better than anybody else.
So how do we answer the question? Cost planning is different from estimating. Estimating is looking for sufficient detail and/or material content on which to base a price. This thought process becomes effective later in the design phase, after budgets are set, a reactive process. Cost planning is really about setting aside funds today to meet expectations in the future. It requires us to spend time with owners, bidding committees, governing bodies, and stakeholders, for they are the stewards of the outcome. That outcome addresses the expectations we need to understand in order to price them.
At one such building committee meeting, we repeated back to the committee the expectations that we had heard and asked them whether we had actually understood them correctly. They indeed confirmed that we had understood them correctly. At that time, we shared with them what it had cost their peers to deliver the same expectations. Their response was, yes, we did hear you correctly, but actually we didn't really mean to say that. Our interpretation of that is that they were connected to the expectations they were after, but they at a lower price. To us, the beginning of misalignment. 2 weeks later, we went through a detailed cost plan, which they accepted by increasing their budget by 20% and lowering the program by 15% in order to protect the quality and expectations of the building. 2 years later, this bid within 1% of the cost planned aligned budget. At the opening, the director shared with me that the building indeed met all of their expectations, even though it was slightly smaller. And on reflection, she said, had we run into this gap during the design phase, we may well have lost the building altogether.
Owners and architects have the power to initiate meaningful improvements and change to the way budgets are set and managed.
Fundamental to these changes is an early process that aligns cost, program, performance, site adaptation, design intent, and the collective expectations of the stakeholders.
Our value proposition to owners and architects is for us to facilitate an alignment process before budgets are set or against available funds.
Cost planning is in fact a liberating process, not a confining one. It's based in logic that informs direction